People never cease to amaze me. I'm not going to make another boring truck video. We're going to have an exciting video. It's directed at a certain, I believe he's a Corporal Bailick. I've had a lot of incidents and problems with the fucktard, but this is a yard here. It's sunk about 2.5 feet down from the street, the ground level here. And the water's been laying in there. And what happens is it's damaging my house, and I'm getting mosquitoes gathering. And then people ask me why the front of my house looks the way it does. Well, if you look at that post there, that's because the ground is actually moving the house in the winter, because this is filling up like a fish bowl, and in the summer I get the mosquitoes. So this derelict next door has some sort of grudge and keeps busting my balls. I've had to put cameras up all over my house. There's one up by my awning. I got to live like that, because they were allowed to encroach and trespass on my property, her and her crackhead friends. And then the cops, oh, do you have a picture of it and this, that? Oh, see, now they're after me for trespassing, because I got to fill in this fucking butt-fucking piece of shit, Bailick, that you are. I have to fill it in. She said she was going to do something with it. I got to listen to snow plows and everything. They plow the front of her house, and they get stuck. There's the tire tracks. I had a truck stuck there for almost 2-3 days till they got it out after the big snowstorm. We have infrastructure, water lines to the homes. There's a big main. Right there's a crack in the street. That crack right there, that was a water main that burst, and that's because this fills up with water and it saturates the ground, and then it freezes. There's a knockout right here. You can see the sewer lines are also located, because I was prevented by this piece of shit that owns this derelict property from New York from connecting my sewer line. And he thinks it's worth $13,000, and it's a falling down piece of shit. And soon it's going to start falling in on my house. So I've got to take the bull by the horns, and I've got to risk getting arrested. Now, I do believe some of this geoengineering or whatever, we're having some storms unlike I've had since I'm a kid. I don't remember. But people, they don't maintain their properties, and then when you try to make a necessary improvement, this is a direct threat to my health, especially being a veteran. My immune system's been compromised severely, and I have to do something. I can't. I got stung by a mosquito last year. Like I said, they were in my fucking house floating around. They find their way in the doors, the cracks, or you open the door, they come rushing in, and then you got mosquitoes. Well, Corporal Bailick, you butt fucking piece of shit, let me tell you something. I bet you don't live like this, or with mosquitoes and bugs swirling around in your house. And my basement is also damp and saturated because it's running into my basement. So this is the things that you got to deal with here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. This is another social engineering. It's not geoengineering, okay? The conflict is the police like to incite the conflict. Instead of saying, hey, it's sinking in, it's endangering the property, he deliberately plays like he's a moron. He can't see that it's shifting the porch. It's the reason why I really haven't touched that porch. It's dangerous. And I start doing something, it sprung. It actually broke the porch right there. That's how hard it pushed on the porch. Right there's a split and a splice. I tried patching it, because after the one winter, it totally moved the porch. So I wanted to get some gutters and stuff back up there, but it's not really worth it, because what's going to happen is I'm going to invest that money and that time, and I'm going to be repairing other people's property. And see, he likes to post it. There's a post-it sign too. Can't do anything to my house. Well, they lower my property value, they lower my morale, and they fuck with my health. And that's why I call you a butt-fucking piece of shit, because we're going to see if you show up today. I'm going to move that dirt pile then, and I'm going to go cut grass. And I was threatened with arrest. I don't know for what. He said trespassing. Well, I got trespassing signs all over up out here. 2 of them I took down to cut grass because I had a crack house. You see, I got 2 DVDs in there when this was an up and running crack house, which it isn't anymore. It's actually quiet. I'm good friends with the women that live there. It's very quiet. But I have 2 DVDs of a daylight robbery of that garage and the theft of Greg's ATV. And every time, like I said, there was trespassing and encroachment on my house and my property, they couldn't see anything from all my video cameras. I got them all over the fence. all over the front and the back of the house. But see, I'm being prevented from enjoying my life and fixing my property because of a bunch of inbred retards and the social engineering by the police to cause total chaos. They love this organized chaos that they create. And it is. The court systems, they profit to high hell from inciting these conflicts. Instead of saying it's a necessary improvement, it is a health risk, and it is a danger to the structures, no. They'd rather let her live there like that with the house falling apart and shit falling off all over. And you can see the backside of her house is sinking there too in the corner, that little bump out right there. You can see its roof is starting to break. It's all filthy. Nobody does anything because it costs money. Or it costs elbow grease. They can't buy cigarettes and get drunk and do it because they're too stoned and too drunk and too stupid and out of breath to do it. And I'm nobody to talk. I still smoke. But it's been quiet here, and I wanted to do the necessary things that I have to do. But again, like my sewer line, as soon as I go to start putting it in, some fucktard's going to have something to say, but the township's been on my back for that. Well, this is the social engineering. The township tells you to do one thing, but you can't because the neighbor tells you you can't do it. You see, this is the social engineering where people pick up guns, people finally get pissed off, and people finally take the bull by the horns and they have to do something. And this is why. Because the police are contrary to the necessary needs and to the endangerments of the environment. They don't have to recognize that. When Balick showed up the other day, I told him, I said, you got a warrant? And he looked like he got gunshot because he was running his mouth and, you come out here and you did. I said, you know what, you got a warrant? He jerked his head back. What a retard. You know, I have enough work here to do with this, and in between I'm busting my balls. I'm the guy that's the productive guy, but I'm the bad guy. You know what, Balick? You're the bad guy. You are a criminal. And most of these cops with these badges, they're the ones that aid drug dealers. These guys don't have any hobbies. Their hobby is money and whores and drugs. That's why you find most of these cops are getting arrested today, because they're training other officers. And I was also surprised. I also shocked the cop. Have another look at that. The ones that were here the first day she called, and he says, oh, you're being recorded on audio and video. I pointed on the fence. I says, hey, so are you, fucktard. You know, and he just looked at me like he was gut shot. I says, you know what? I got audio and video too. I says, I'm glad they put you guys on a leash, but this is how I got to live, and I got grass to cut, and I just wanted to air my grief that my health and my life is in danger, and nobody could give a shit less. And they don't care if my house falls in on me because these fucktards are too goddamn drunk, stupid, and lazy and on dope, don't want to do anything. Well, screw you, Balick. Screw the Pennsylvania State Police and all of your buddies. You're a butt-fucking piece of shit, Mr. Balick. Thanks for watching my video. I'm going to have a nice day.